Hey everyone, Michael here, and today I am going to show you how to change out the sight on a diabetic pump. Now, as far as I know, it really doesn't matter what pump you happen to have. It should be pretty much the same. The one that I happen to have is the T-Flex Slim, or T-Flex Insulin Pump. And um, this is what it looks like. Has all these wonderful little gizmos, gadgets, and miscellaneous other. So, every 3 days, you're supposed to change this out, which I think is absolute crap. But who am I to say anything? So, for this particular pump, you have the insertion. So this is the tubing that connects into you and the pump. I call it my little hockey puck because that's what it looks like, and I'll show you all about that when I open it up. And see T-Flex, and so this is the cartridge right here that holds the insulin. Now, as you can see, I already have it connected here. So what you have to do when it comes time to change is, let me do this really quick. So you go into here, you do 1, 2, 3 to get in. Then you go into options, and then my pump. Oops, my bad. I'm sorry. Pump are not. You go into options and then load, not my pump, and then change cartridge. Now, I'll say in order to change the cartridge, all deliveries of insulin must be stopped. Blah 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 blah. You push yes, and it says all deliveries stopped. Disconnect the infusion set from your body and press next to continue. So that's when you come over here and you grab this little guy and it slips right out. Well, it doesn't slip out. You have to push pretty steadily on the sides right here and give it a good amount of pressure and pull it out. The next thing to do is to ever so diligently and carefully remove this blasted thing. And I don't know if you can see that all that well or not, but right here is where it was, and that little tiny dot right there, that's where it was infused or set in at. So this little straw thing is what goes into you, and then the rest of this adhesive pad just holds it on. Let's see if I could get a better quality of that. There we go. Well, anyways, so that goes in the old file 13. So then we press next on this, and it says preparing cartridge, or preparing for cartridge. Now this is where, in this screen here, and I'm sorry that it's so bright, but this is where you change into your new cartridge. So now you come over here and you get this horse needle that comes with your set, and you draw out your predetermined amount of insulin. So come over here, and yeah, this is a lot of insulin, but you have to remember this gets used up over 3 days. And for some, and this is also what is this? Humulin R500. or U500. So this is a concentrated dose of insulin, and I've pulled out 400 units. Now, the next thing you do with this T-Flex is you get the cartridge prepared. I almost have a dickens of a time getting this opened up and actually working here. Okay. Now, one thing that they don't tell you in the book that I was told by the representative person is that when you stick the needle in, so there's a little charging, or that little white port is where you put the needle in. Before you fill it, you're supposed to extract all the air in the cartridge. And you can see all how that air comes down. And then pull it out. Get your needle ready again. Push out all the air until you see those little bubbles. And then stick the needle back into the cartridge. And begin filling very slowly. And this is somewhat crucial, I guess. That sound the pump just made is telling me that the transference hasn't been completed yet. It also makes that sound if there is any kind of issues going on with the pump. If you've tested your blood sugar and it was high, 2 to 3 hours later, it will come back and ask you, hey, are you still good? You know, retest, basically. And so now that that's done, throw that away. And so now we come over here. Yeah, cartridge change alert, blah blah blah. Okay, so it says remove the cartridge and install a filled cartridge, and then press the unlock button to complete. So there's a little blue lock right here that you push once you have this all taken care of. Now, there's a special tool that you're supposed to use to remove this, but if you have enough if you have enough strength in your hand, or you got nails like I do, you can just stick your nail in right there and push, or what I like to do is just give it one good push. So there is what's left of the meter, or what's left of the cartridge and the tubing that connected into me. If you are really, like, if you're one of those people who are really low on insulin all the time, you can draw the insulin out, like whatever's left in here. Like, there's still 70 units of insulin left in this. So you could draw that out and add it back into your insulin bottle. This is a insulin bottle for used insulin, or insulin that I had in this. It's not recommended, but it's something that I do just in case of emergencies. And so off camera, I will drain this fully and put that in there. I'm not going to waste time with that right now. So in the past, I've had to have this replaced 2 times already. The first time, it quit reading the cartridges. Second time, they sent it out and it was a broken power button. This time, it seems to be working. Knock on wood, every superstition to make things keep going. There's a little track here, and you see that there's a little tract right there. So that black strip right here, you got to line that up and make sure that it's lined up. Otherwise, this thing goes freaking crazy and won't do what it needs to do. And then this little metal port right here plugs into it, and it just snaps into place. Come back over here. 1, 2, 3. push the blue lock, and it says press next to continue to detect the cartridge. Now it's detecting the cartridge. %, and it says cartridge checked. Now it says to insert this bad boy. So now we come over here to the hockey puck and take off the cellophane wrapping and undo the bottom, and then the top just pops right off. And this is how it looks. Now, there's this protective blue covering right here that goes over an actual metal needle and the little tube that goes inside. The metal needle does not stay inside of you. It's just used for insertion purposes only. This part right here is a little stickum, so you pull that and it reveals the sticky pad that holds the thing to your skin. So you just unwrap the tubing that's in here, and this tubing's pretty durable. You don't have to worry too much about it breaking, but I wouldn't go like jerking on it trying to get it to unwind. And then there's these little notches where the tube goes in. Now the really cool thing is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's this little indentation here, and then these little ridged indentations. And this thing is a spring, kind of like a spring-loaded snap. So I'm going to take off the blue cover, unpeel this snail shell looking thing, and then you grab it right here and you firmly hold on the... Yeah, so you hear that snap. Do it again. You hold on to the ridges and just firmly pull back. You're not going to break it. As soon as it clicks into place, that's where you stop. Now comes the fun part of finding a new location for this to be plugged into. So here's my old location. I think I'm going to go right here. And if you can see, this is last week's, the week before that. So this was my very first one right here. So I'm going to go right back over in this general vicinity. And the reason I wear it right here versus anywhere else on my body is just out of comfort. I find that it really doesn't get in the way too much right here. One of my doctors suggested that I wear it down around my waistline right here, and I'm really afraid to kind of do that because I don't want to like knock it off with my pants or whatever else. So I just keep it right here in my general stomach region. I mean, I could do it on this side, but I haven't yet. So here we go. So here's the tubing, and I'm gonna want it to sit off to the side, and we'll go right here, I guess. Looks like a good place, right? And then so you just push it and then push down. This is something else that you don't see in the book, I don't think, or in the instruction manual, but you push down, and as you're lifting up, that allows it to make contact better with your skin, and then you just pull straight up and out. And typically this is pretty painless. So there's the needle that helps insert, and like I said, it just pops. You just pop it out, And then, so there's that. Get all this crap put together. Throw that away. Now comes the part where you connect this tubing into the tubing that is here. So there, just a quick simple twist. Now you come back into the pump and it says make sure that the set is disconnected from your body and press next to begin filling. Now this part can be a little tedious. So it says to start filling the tube, press start. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it's making this dink, burn, dink sound. And what you're looking for is little droplets of insulin to come out of the needle tip right here. And that's typically anywhere between 10 units and 20 units. I've noticed that it's been going about 20 units for me. And you can actually see like a little air bubble moving along the tube sometimes, which is kind of cool. Sorry about how long this has taken, but so far we're at 12 units right now, and it's still pushing. $13.5, $14.2, $15.6. So any moment now we should start seeing there. See the first little droplet? There we go. So that was 17.1 units to get that little droplet. Now that we have that, it's ready to be inserted. So you just connect it back into the port. Now it says, you know, if you see drops at the end of the tubing, press done. If no insulin drops are noticed, press fill to continue filling. Filled amount 17.5 units. Well, we saw the drops, so we push done. Now the next and final thing is fill the cannula. And the cannula is that little tubing that goes inside you. So you click yes, and it says to press next to fill. It says it's going to fill with 0.7 units. Press start, and it'll start filling, and it'll make that dun 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 sound. And it's filled, and it says completely filled. Now the next time that I have to change this is Saturday at 11 a.m. Then you push. Now with this particular model, I don't know how it is with any others. This is my very first meter, or my very first pump. You can change the time that you like how often you have to change this out. So mine's set for every 3 days. Today is Wednesday, so 3 days from now, Saturday, you can change the time as well. And as soon as you put saved, settings saved, and done, and then it'll say, okay, resume insulin. You resume your insulin, and there you go. Now, I haven't tested this morning because it's only 6:49, so I'm going to test and get that information put in. And there's 300 plus units of insulin in my pump right now. So that should get me through for the next 3 days. Now, if I was doing carb counting and all that other stuff like I'm supposed to do, that much insulin may not last me. And so it's before a meal. And my blood sugar is 187. So now to dose myself, I'm going to do this in the dark. I should have done this. So I'm going to dose myself. I'm going to bolus, add BG, which is blood sugar. And it was 187. Done. Now it's gonna say, okay, that's cool. Now do you want to add your carb intake? If you put no, it shoots you back. So I always push yes, next, yes, deliver, and now it's going to deliver me 3.55 units of insulin, and that will stay with me for a few hours, and then around noon I'll check again, or shortly after I eat. And that is it. That's the magical, wonderful world of diabetes pumps. And then mine came with this like really cool little case. It's basically an old pager case, or that's what it reminds me of, for those of you who are old enough to remember pagers. And then you can put this anywhere. You can like put it in your pocket, clip it to your belt, stick it in your underwear. I typically wear it on my shirt, just because, again, that's where I find it the most comfortable. If I have it in my pocket, there's times where I forget that it's in my pocket, and when I'm going to the restroom and I happen to have to pull my pants down, it pulls on the tubing and stuff like that. I've had this tubing actually get caught on doors and stuff before, and let me tell you, that's not fun. You can tape it to your body if you wanted to. I usually just leave it as is and then just wear it on the bottom of my shirt. And there it is. And through your clothes, you really can't see except for this small indentation. And right here is where it is. And I know it doesn't show up very well on the video, but that's what it does. So anyways, yeah. Questions, comments, concerns. I'm willing to answer anything that I can. I'm not 100% like a guru on how to really set them up and stuff like that. I can show you basically how to do it, but it's really something that you should have your medical professional help you with. And actually, you know what, I'm not even going to show you that, so nix that. Because, you know, that is something that you need to talk to a doctor about. So, anyways, questions, comments, concerns, shoot me an email at hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com. Leave them in the comment section below, or hit me up on Facebook. And yeah, I will talk to you real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.